We're talking to Essa Mbye Faal of APP Sobea, and well, we've gone around the world, all right? It's time now to zero in on local affairs, and if you're just tuning in, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for listening. Essa, let's localize this conversation.
Indeed.
I read a piece on you recently, and I, came across a new word, a fusion between Barrow, our president, and economics. Now I hear Baronomics. What's Baronomics?
I coined that word to showcase President Barrow's system of economics, his approach to management of the Gambia's economy. Words like this often come up here and there. Yeah. We have heard of Reaganomics, the Obama economy, and stuff like that. So I coined Baronomics to show that, well, his approach is just borrow or tax and spend. It's all slash and burn. But that is the truth. Because we think that just we can borrow our way out of our present malaise into economic development. But that's a fallacy. Yes, governments do borrow.
Exactly. They would say America is the most indebted country in the world.
Yes, but America's debt is in US dollars. They can print US dollars and pay. They don't have to generate economic activity to pay their debts. They can just print and pay. Our debt is in foreign currency. We have to earn that foreign currency to pay our debt. That's why our economy is almost on free fall. Look at the Gambian dalasi. It has deteriorated almost 50% from the period that Barrow took over.
Oh, wow. In 8 years, it's gone down 50%.
Yes. This is my educated guess. Because in 2023 alone, it has deteriorated by 10%, 9.9%. All right? And we're talking about from 2016. Between 2021 and 2023, it has deteriorated between 20 to 25%, depending on which currency you're talking about. So for the entire period which he's been in power, it has deteriorated almost 50%. My brother, today as we speak, the pound is $80 50 bututs. Well, if I say this, they'll say, Essa Faal does not know what he's saying, and they will quote you the central bank indicative rate. Who is trading on the central bank indicative rate? Nobody. Nobody. All right? We have to be real and go to the market and find out what is happening there. In fact, by the end of the year, we would be lucky if the pound sterling does not hit $100.
Are you serious? In a few months, it will go from 80.50.
No, I'm talking about the pound sterling.
Yeah.
The euro is now $80.50.
Oh, okay. Okay. The euro is 80.50.
But remember,
the pound is where?
The pound is almost 88 or so.
Okay.
I haven't traded.
And you're saying in the next 7 months it could hit $100?
Yes.
Wow.
And let's watch. Maybe they would artificially try to prop it up to show that Essa Faal lied on this matrix, but I am telling you, my brother, I'm not interested in what the number is at the end of the day. My interest...
You should be, because when if you become president...
But let me land.
Yeah.
Let me land. My interest is, why are we sleeping our way and let the dalasi slide downwards as we engage in this slumber? This government is sleeping, and the dalasi is slipping. Until when? It is about time we end this. Baronomics, you borrow or you tax and spend, is not helping Gambia. It is helping just a few people. Barrow is impoverizing a lot of Gambians. Because just imagine if the pound would be $100 at the end of the year. It therefore means that the middle income earners in Gambia, those who earn around $10,000, would be earning £100 in the month. Can you imagine? It's in fact an insult to anybody who would spend 10, 15,000 pounds per annum to get an education. And then you come to Gambia and you earn 100 pounds a month. What is happening here? Is the economy stupid, as they would have it in America? It's a terrible tragedy. This government is not paying attention to the right things. This excessive, uncontrolled borrowing is sinking Gambia. Yes, you can borrow and build a nice house, but you'd have to pay the loan at the end of the day.
With interest.
With interest. So you impoverish everybody along the way. That is what is happening to us. Well, imagine a debt of 120 billion. We cannot afford that. You see, instead of putting all this debt on roads, look.
Roads are good, aren't they?
Infrastructure is good. It helps develop. It helps encourage fast-in development. But the thing is, you have to invest in your priorities. And our priorities are not these roads that we have. Our priority is to save Gambia from the excessive leakage of foreign currency. And to do that, we have to invest massively in agriculture. Remember, we spend $300 million to import what we eat. I will invest a lot of the money that we receive in agriculture to prevent the leakage of that $300 million. Because if we would save that $300 million, we would have our own money to invest in infrastructure.
I was just about to ask you, I mean, should you ever become president, how would you deal with the situation? I hope it doesn't get to the point where the pound is $100.
It is scary, isn't it?
Because then you would inherit also a foreign debt stock that you will now be unable to, because, I mean, you will still have to pay in pounds.
Yes.
10 pounds, as you say, suddenly becomes what?
Exactly.
$1,000.
Exactly. So this is something we cannot afford. That's why I say Baronomics is bad. It's poisonous, it's toxic, and therefore Adama Barrow's government has to be removed from this country through the ballot box come 2026.
If you like what you are seeing, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.
And when you spoke about, somebody going and paying £15,000 to get an education only to come back and be paid, £100, you almost went into my next question, which is the C word. You've consistently hit at the corruption levels in this in this government. Why are you focusing on corruption, and what will you do about corruption should you ever become president in this country?
You see, I have outlined corruption as one of the threats to Gambia.
Yes, you did.
And corruption is such that it's so bad that foreign investment that could happen in Gambia is not happening because of corruption. I know a lot of Gambians abroad who want to bring their money in this country. But because of the corruption, they will not bring their money.
Well, if they're just bringing the money to keep it in banks, nothing will happen to that.
No.
Unless maybe they want to invest.
But the thing is, having money sitting in banks is a waste. You want your money to work for you. That's why you need to invest it. Even myself, it has happened to me. Corruption.
What happened to you?
No, I will not explain that now. Let me take a pass on that.
It will help your campaign.
No, the time will come. The time will come. This is not, like I said, I'm not that person who confronts certain things if it would just brew trouble. It's not necessary. I can deal with my own issues. I am not in politics for my own issues, for my own self-interest. I am the voice of the voiceless. I am speaking for the people. I am talking about the things that pain Gambians. I am talking about the things that Gambian people face. I am talking about the things that Gambian people want to change, not things that would interest me. So that one I put it aside. But what is happening in this country is that even Gambians abroad, you want to invest in something. You go to an office and the person says, this is not interesting. There is no kickbacks in it for me. You block it. But I understand that even some places they ask for percentage. I will not name names because I am a lawyer.
I know there was this famous 46%.
Well, some people say in some places it's 30%, some people say in some places it's 20%, but corruption is killing this country. But some of the people, we have to make a distinction here. We have those who participate in the rubber corruption. That is the corruption for survival. The policeman standing on the road who is paid $3,000 and is expected to pay rent of $8,000 and school fees of $10,000 and chop money of $1,000 a day. Because now, if you do not give $1,000 a day, you cannot have 3 square meals. You cannot. Trust me. In my house, I have 4 people who live there at the moment. I understand it's $400 every morning for breakfast.
Wow.
So they haven't eaten lunch yet. They haven't eaten dinner. In fact, nowadays, people don't give breakfast or dinner in their homes. Most homes don't give breakfast or dinner. You only take lunch and then you tie your stomach until the next day.
Is that because of cost of living crisis?
The cost of living is terrible. It's killing the... But look, if you have a free-falling dalasi, the cost of living would continue to rise on a daily basis. Look, it's not just the cost of living, it's the cost of everything in this country. Look at the cost of cement. Today is $450
oh, wow.
for a bag of cement.
$450.
Can you imagine? But this is Baronomics. Kill every small dealer and just prop 1 or 2 individuals. And then you kill every other small dealer. Look at what happened in the importation of cement. You know, this Baronomics has killed the cement business in Farafenni. A lot of the Farafenni youths were invested in this business. They have become jobless. Most of them are now riding Jakartas or have taken to the back way because Barrow has killed their business. And because of that, the cost of cement is rising on a daily basis. It's now $450 for a bag of cement in some places. Baronomics is killing this country. We have to change this government.
Okay, let's say we change the government and Essa Mbye is now heading this new government. What will you do about Baronomics? And how will you go about fixing the economy?
Look, we would put in place a government that knows what it is doing. We would remove, obviously, all these square pegs in round holes and have qualified, competent specialists to man institutions. Now, look, our Minister of Agriculture is a doctor or a nurse. You think our agriculture would advance? It will fail massively. We have a chartered accountant, super intelligent, superstar in finance. He's finance minister. You know, people think that because finance, therefore he can be finance minister. No! A finance minister has to be an economist. For you to be tops, you have to be an economist. So that's why we now have a transactions government. Everything is transactional. That is what chartered accountants know.
Interesting.